It consists of, who know what is the name of this department? Cecum, together with appendix vermiformis. Next part of large intestine, that is colon. And colon consists of colon ascendens, colon transversum, colon descendens, and colon sigmoidum. And last department is rectum, and rectum finished with canalis analis and anus. Some words about main differences between small and large intestine. First of all, three main differences. First of them, that is, you already know that small and large intestine has muscular layer, and muscular layer consists of external longitudinal and internal circular muscles. But in large intestine, external longitudinal muscle, it is not complete but divides into three bundles, and these bundles has name tenia coli. For example, it is tenia libera, free tenia on anterior surface of transverse colon. Another two tenia, tenia mesocolica, it is inferiorly in place where mesocolon attached to transverse colon. And last tenia, tenia ommentalis, in place where greater omentum attached to transverse colon. Three tenia, three bundles of longitudinal muscles in large intestine. And all of these three tenia join together in one point in place where from cecum start appendix vermiformis. Three tenia join together in the base of appendix vermiformis. That is first differences, tenia, presence of tenia coli. Second differences, it is presence of haustra coli. Haustra coli, that is expanding of large intestine. Between tenia coli, it is look like barrels. This expanding or enlargement of large intestine, it's also present only in large intestine. In small intestine, absent haustra coli. And last differences, it is presence of appendices epiploidsy. It is processes of peritoneum together with fat. Inside of these processes, fat tissue is present. And a lot of these appendices epiploidsy we can see on the surface of colon. They are absent in small intestine, they are absent in rectum, in cecum, but a lot in colon, appendices epiploidsy. That is three main differences between large and small intestine. Another additional differences are, for example, absence of villi intestinalis in large intestine. In small intestine they are present. Then circular folds in small intestine. In large intestine, folds are half moon or semilunar. Plica semilunaris, semilunar or half moon folds. Then in small intestine, folds of mucous membrane formed, only mucous membrane formed folds because presence of submucous layer, talia submucosa. In large intestine, talia submucosa is absent, and all three layers of intestine, mucous membrane, muscular coat, and serose together formed folds. All wall of intestine formed folds in large intestine. In small intestine, only mucous membrane formed circular folds. Next, medium. In small intestine, alkaline medium. In large intestine, acid. One again, the same like in stomach, acid medium. They are different in functions. In small intestine, we have the digestive process of proteins, fats, carbonates. In large intestine, absorption of water, minerals, some vitamins. For example, vitamin K, it produced and absorbed in large intestine. And last moment, how large intestine correspond to peritoneum, how it's invested with peritoneum. For example, cecum. Cecum has intraperitoneal position, but it have not got mesenterium, without mesenterium. Intraperitoneal position, but haven't got mesenterium. Appendix vermiformis, it also has intraperitoneal position and it has mesenterium. Name of mesenterium? Mesoappendix. Mesoappendix. Next, ascendens and descendens colon has mesoperitoneal position. Three walls of them invested with peritoneum. Transverse colon and sigmoid colon has intraperitoneal position and they have mesenterium. Name of it, mesocolon transversum and mesocolon sigmoidum. And rectum in upper part has intraperitoneal position and here it is, we have mesenterium, mesorectum. Middle part, it has mesoperitoneal position and lower part extraperitoneal position. Now let's go to second classroom, the more better corp from here. Wait. You can see how ileum insert into the cecum, and here is present valvula ileocecalis, and this valvula, the same like valvula pylorica. Do you remember today? That is circular fold of mucous membrane, and it separate ileum from the cecum, separate alkaline medium in small intestine from acid medium in the cecum. Now that is base of vermiform process, appendix vermiformis, and here it is place where tenia, all three tenia join together, attach or joined in one point in the region of base of vermiform process. Here it is rectum, and rectum has three departments. Upper part of the rectum, it is pars pelvina. Then widest part of the rectum, it is ampule, ampulla recti, and lower part, it is canalis analis with anus. Folds of mucous membrane in rectum, we have spiral folds, and in canalis analis, longitudinal folds. And here it is very clear developed longitudinal folds, and they have specific name, columna analis. Columna analis, that is longitudinal fold in canalis analis. And spaces between this columna analis has name sinus analis, sinuses, sinus analis. And anus has two sphincters, external and internal, musculus sphincter ani externi and interni. External sphincter is formed with the help of striated muscles, and internal sphincter from smooth muscles. And what is the differences between striated and smooth sphincters? Striated is voluntary, and external sphincter is voluntary, and internal sphincter is involuntary. And last moment, look here, it is rectum, and it has two flexura. First flexura correspond to the surface of the sacrum, flexura sacralis, and another flexura perinealis, in place where rectum pass through pelvic diaphragm, flexura perinealis and flexura sacralis. Flexura sacralis is look backward and flexura perinealis look forward. Let's go to body. What is it? Fundus. Stomach. It is fundus, greater curvature, lesser curvature, pyloric part. It is superior part of duodenum. Then here descendants part of duodenum. Here horizontal part, and horizontal part of duodenum. Just a moment. Descendants, horizontal, and horizontal go to ascendant, and ascendant's part continue into jejunum. And this place, flexura duodenal unialis, here it is. It fixed with the help of ligament, and name of this ligament, ligamentum suspensorium duodeni, or traits ligament. It fixed beginning of jejunum, and here it is. We can see what is it? It is mesenterium, and where mesenterium is start, we know that it is jejunum, and then jejunum continue into ileum, and ileum insert into the large intestine. That is cecum. It is blind part of large intestine, cecum. From cecum start vermiform process, appendix vermiformis. Here it is, appendix vermiformis, and we can see mesenterium, mesoappendix. Here, mesoappendix, and cecum have not got mesenterium, without mesenterium. Then ascendens colon, colon ascendens, then colon transversum, then colon descendens, then colon sigmoideum with mesenterium, mesocolon sigmoideum, and then rectum, and rectum continue into canalis, analis, and anus. Now, some words about differences. Look here. That is tenia libera, maybe here no better. Just a moment. If you see, it is bundle of longitudinal muscle, tenia libera, here it is. In place where mesocolon transversum attached to colon, here it is tenia mesocolica, and in place where greater omentum, it is greater omentum, start from transverse colon, it is tenia mesa or tenia amentalis, tenia amentalis, tenia libera, and tenia mesocolica, through tenia. Haustracoli, what is it? It is expanding of large intestine, all of these barrels of large intestine, that is haustracoli. And appendices epiploides, look here, that is fed together with peritoneum. All of these processes are appendices epiploids. Is it clear? Yes. They are absent. We not found appendices epiploids in small intestine. Smooth surface without appendices, without fat, only smooth surface of small intestine. But in large intestine, a lot of these appendices epiploids. Some words about vermiform process. Appendix vermiformis has different position. For example, this way it is medial position. It's look medially. Sometimes vermiform process look downward into true pelvis. We speak about descendants position of vermiform process. Sometimes maybe ascendants, it's look upward. And most difficult position, if appendix vermiformis, it's go backward behind of cecum, that is retrocecal position and retroperitoneal position. Most difficult in time of operation because you open abdominal cavity and it is absent appendix vermiformis. What is necessary to do? We found tenia, here it is tenia, and go for along of this tenia, go. Then next necessary to cut peritoneum and found base of appendix, and then we continue to
cut it from posterior surface of rectum and then remove it. It is very difficult to do because necessary to remove from tissues. If it has mesoappendix and lie medially, it is very easy. It is tie, cut it and remove. But if it has retrosacral and retroperitoneal position, it is difficult for surgery in time of operation. What else? What else? Some words about spleen. Look here. That is the spleen. Spleen is on the left side in left hypochondric region below of diaphragm. That is position of the spleen. It has diaphragmatic surface, facies diaphragmatica, and visceral surface attached to inner organs, to stomach, to colon. That is visceral surface of the spleen. And spleen has intraperitoneal position and three ligaments necessary to know in spleen. One ligament, that is ligamentum gastralineale, from stomach go to the spleen, ligamentum gastralineale. Another ligament from diaphragm peritoneum go to spleen, and name of this ligament, ligamentum phrenico-lineale. And last ligament, we can see it here. Look, that is diaphragm. That is diaphragm. And here it is angle between transverse colon and descendens colon. And name of this angle, flexura coli sinister. That is, here it is turn of colon, flexura coli sinister. And between this flexura and diaphragm, you can see ligament. Name of this ligament, ligamentum phrenico colicum. Clear it is. Between diaphragm, ligamentum phrenica colicum. And this ligament formed pocket for spleen. Spleen lie above of this ligament, in this pocket. Clear? That is why it is ligament between diaphragm and colon, but spleen lie in this pocket. That is why we studied this ligament together with spleen. Three ligaments. One of them gastralineale, phrenico-lineale, and ligamentum phrenica colicum. Ligamentum phrenica colicum. And you read yourself about function of the spleen. Maybe you know that spleen has two types of pulp, two types of parenchyma, red pulp and white pulp. Red pulp, function of red pulp, it absorbed or received from blood erythrocytes. Do you know how many days erythrocyte live? 4 months. That is from 80 till 120 days. Then erythrocyte die, and this erythrocyte absorb from blood in the spleen and destroy. That is first function. Another function, spleen is an organ of peripheral organ of immune system. The same like lymph nodes, the same like follicular lymphocytes. Today you prepare follicular lymphocytes solitary, follicular lymphocytes aggregate. Last classes we speak about tonsils, 6 tonsils in nasal pharynx and in oral cavity. All of these organs are peripheral organs of immune system. Central, somebody know what is central organs of immune system? That is red bone marrow and thymus. Do you know it? No? Well, red bone marrow and thymus, that is places where lymphocytes produced. But differentiation, main function of lymphocytes take place in peripheral organs, and spleen is one of peripheral organs of immune system. Two main functions. It has another functions, but two main functions, that is absorb of and destroy erythrocytes and peripheral organs of immune system, protection of human body. Well, that is all large intestine and spleen. Have you got a questions?
Please, where's the small intestine?
Small? That is small. Just a moment. I put large intestine. Here it is. Look here. Large intestine. It's formed like arch. Cecum, ascendens, transfer, descendens, and segment colon. And in space below of large intestine, we have small intestine. Small intestine start duodenum, and then duodenum continue into jejunum, and jejunum into ileum, and that is mesenterium. Mesenterium. All of this space below of large intestine occupy small intestine. It is